Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back, putting a positive spin on The Haunting of Molly Hartley. The Haunting of Molly Hartley is a 2008 horror film that has a 3.9 out of 10 rating on IMDb. I remember when this movie came out. It seemed like the TV spots were on all the time. I genuinely thought it looked good at the time. I remember wanting to see it. I never made it to the theater though, and for some reason never picked up the DVD when that was released. It wasn't until earlier this year when I found it at a thrift store that I added it to my collection. Finally, after 15 years, I watched it for the first time. I said to Jason while we were watching it, if this movie had been released just 10 years earlier, I think people would have loved it. It very much reminded me of a 90s high school horror movie in the likes of The Faculty or Disturbing Behavior. People seem to love those, so why not this? This is no worse than a lot of 90s high school horror movies, and I'd say even better than some. I can tell you what it is. It's nostalgia. Many people really seem to allow nostalgia to cloud their judgment. Now, don't get me wrong. I am an absolute lover of nostalgia. But just because nostalgia enables us to enjoy things more than we probably should, why does it make us dislike things we probably shouldn't? There's no nostalgic rule that says if we love the past, we can't love the present and future as well. I wonder if people who were younger when The Haunting of Molly Hartley was released will love it years from now. I can tell you one thing, it definitely does not deserve a 3.9 rating. That's absurd. Before I get into some of my positives, let me ask you right now, do you think it's nostalgia that plays a role? Comment below and let me know. And if so, more importantly, why does nostalgia prevent us from liking things we didn't grow up watching? Nostalgia doesn't automatically make things good, and lack of nostalgia doesn't mean something is bad. When and why did this become the hating of Molly Hartley? I'd be curious to find out. But anyway, on to my positives. The Haunting of Molly Hartley opens with a really cute girl who seems to be on a scavenger hunt in the woods. We soon find that her path is leading to her boyfriend in a cabin where he proposes. She's a really pretty positive. Another positive early in the film is the pre-credits kill. The whole sequence, in fact, is quite shocking and intense. I was hooked right away and super into the movie. The cast is a positive for me. Haley Bennett plays title character, Molly Hartley. Jake Weber plays her dad. I really like Shayna Collins as religious nut Alexis. Nina Zamesco has a role, and she's also in one of my all-time favorite TV shows, The West Wing. And Anna Lynn McCord plays a high school let's say bully. Speaking of high school, I love the high school setting. Like I said, The Haunting of Molly Hartley is very reminiscent of a 90s high school horror film. It has that same feel, plus cell phones, although they're just consequential to the time. Sort of an oddball positive, but it's definitely one, and that's the teacher. He seemed very realistic with the way he spoke to the students. At least he seemed realistic in my experience. There's a creepy scene involving a bathroom mirror. That's a positive. Following up from that opening scene, pretty much every actress in this film is beautiful. More positives. I love the storyline of The Haunting of Molly Hartley, and that's a big one. The whole mother dynamic is interesting to me. There's sort of this feeling of the unknown throughout, all leading up to a pretty epic twist. The fight scene at the party between Haley Bennett and Anna Lynn McCord is badass. And to keep this brief, I'll say I love the ending as well. This is one of those cases where pretty much anything I say about this film is a positive, because I didn't find too many negatives with it. It may not be your favorite high school horror film, but it definitely should not be hated. 3.9 out of 10 is ridiculous. And then there's the fact that no one ever talks about this movie. Not only is it hated by those who have seen it, but it's neglected by those who haven't, and it shouldn't be. But you don't have to agree. This is just my positive spin. Be sure to check out Jason's as well. Have you seen The Haunting of Molly Hartley? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. To which hated movie will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.